Okay, whatever homework is given you on daily basis, that you have to complete and that you have to submit, and then you can do additional tasks whatever you want. Okay, but fundamentally and basically I want whatever task is given to you by me, that is to be completed. ओके, तेवढं कंप्लीट करायचंच आहे, सबमिट करायचं. ऍडिशनल काम भरपूर आहे, ऍडिशनल क्वेश्चन्स आहेत, सगळं आहे ते तर आहेच, ते सगळं करत राहायचं. ओके, in these sessions we will be solving some examples so that you can know that if such a kind of question is there in the exam, how to tackle such a kind of question. Okay, that you will be knowing. Okay, and we will be tackling or we will be solving so many types of examples that will cover that many type of examples that will cover entire chapter. Okay, so for example, let's say we are given homework from exercise number 1, then we will be solving all the questions number 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that will cover entire exercise 1. Similarly, whatever homework you are given, out of that homework we will be solving all such questions. Okay, and of course after that whatever your doubts are there, those will also be solved either in the lecture. If not possible in the lecture, I will be solving those doubts personally or on the group. Okay, so that we will be doing in these sessions. Okay, and these sessions will run now continuously till the exam. Okay, if there are some changes, those will be informed you afterwards. Okay, or as per the need. And next thing is, all of you shall compulsory submit the homework and shall compulsory attend all the tests here onwards. No one will be absent for the test without giving any excuse. Now you should know that these are the exam days, exams are coming closer and closer, so now you should become very serious, and with that you should attempt all the tests. Whatever preparation that you have done, with that preparation try to score maximum as possible. Okay, so don't miss any of the further test. NEET next test is on this Sunday, on this coming Sunday. Today it is Tuesday. Okay, keep on preparing and keep on attempting the test. This will ultimately lead you to develop enough amount of logic, enough amount of memory that will be enough for exam also. Okay, आता जे काही तुम्ही रोज करत जाल त्याच्यामुळे तुम्हाला एक क्वेश्चन्सचे तुम्हाला एक टाइप्स माहित होतील की असा क्वेश्चन आला की असं सॉल्व्ह करायचं, असा आला की असं सॉल्व्ह करायचं आहे. ओके, पण त्याच्यामुळे एक मेमरी क्रिएट होईल. दॅट मेमरी यू विल बी युझिंग टू टॅकल दी क्वेश्चन्स इन दी ऍक्च्युअल एक्झाम. ओके, फाईन. आणि एक्झाम झाल्यानंतर त्या एक्झामचं कायम लगेच आम्ही अनालिसिस केलं पाहिजे. एक्झाम झाली की 2-3 तास 4 तास त्याचं अनालिसिस करा. चेक हाऊ ईच अँड एव्हरी क्वेश्चन दे हॅव सॉल्व्ड, and again if there is doubt, ask that doubt to me. Okay, that will be solved. Okay, fine. So first homework that you were given with was the rotational motion homework, I think, or circular motion homework. Which homework it was? Rotational or circular? Rotational. So rotational is exercise 1. Let me see, where is that rotational exercise number 1 that we will be solving today. Some questions we will be solving today. We'll revising the methods of solving particular type of question. That is the motto of these lectures, of these sessions. Fine. And other doubts I will be solving on the group, or if not possible on the group, then at least separately, but those will be 100% solved. So let us begin with, let me zoom it. So let us deal with the example number 5. Let us see what is given in the example 5, what is asked in the example 5, what is given, what is asked, and how to find out the answer of what is asked. Physics चा कुठलाही क्वेश्चन एकाच लॉजिक न सॉल्व्ह होते. The logic will be almost always remain same, and the logic is what is given, what is asked. Am I able to find out the answer of what is asked? Means, do I know the formula of what is asked? एवढाच प्रश्न आपल्याला विचारायचा आहे. And that I will be practicing you now. त्याची प्रॅक्टिस मी तुमच्याकडनं आता करून घेईन. बघा, ऑब्झर्व करा, तुमच्या लक्षात येईल की कसे क्वेश्चन्स इझी बनवले जातात. हाऊ दी क्वेश्चन्स आर मेड इझी. नाउ लेट मी रीड द क्वेश्चन. फाइन, लेट्स स्टार्ट. A particle is moving with a constant angular velocity. Omega is constant about an exterior axis. Exterior axis means, guys, axis is not passing through the body, it is passing out of the body. But the thing to be noted is omega constant. So immediately I will write it down, omega constant. Immediately for the question number 5, I will be writing, immediately for question number 5, I will be writing omega equal to constant. Number one, you also write down along with me. Next thing they say, the body is moving or rotating about the exterior axis, means axis is not passing through the body. Its linear velocity will depend upon, actually linear velocity v will depend upon, number one, perpendicular distance of the particle from the axis, okay, the mass of the particle, okay, angular acceleration, that is alpha, and the linear acceleration a, on which factor the linear velocity v of the particle will depend upon. See, we have omega constant. When omega is constant, we know v is equal to r omega. V is equal to r omega, out of which omega is constant. Okay, now this variable is what? This variable is r. Now this value of r does not depend on the mass of the particle. Perpendicular distance of the particle or the body from the axis of rotation, how can it depend on the mass? So mass option is gone. So r does not depend on mass. So r means what? Perpendicular distance of the particle from the axis. So option 1 certainly should be the correct one. Now option 2, why it is wrong? Option 2 is wrong because r does not depend on mass. Omega is constant, they have given. So v now depends only on r. V now depends only on r. Now does this r depend on the mass? No, this r does not depend on the mass. Particle's distance किती असायचं? How can that depend on the mass? No, it cannot depend on the mass. So option 2 is wrong, option 1 is right. 3, angular acceleration of the particle, alpha. See, omega is constant, so alpha is 0. Omega is constant, so alpha is 0. Next, linear acceleration of the particle. Now linear acceleration, see here they have said its linear velocity will depend upon. Linear velocity, here we are comparing the magnitude of linear velocity. See, alpha is 0. Alpha is 0 means tangential acceleration. What is tangential acceleration? AT. Sir, AT is equal to R alpha. Alpha is 0, so tangential acceleration will also be 0. If tangential acceleration is 0, magnitude of linear velocity will not change. Direction will change. In the circular motion, direction of velocity changes. But right now we are comparing the numerical value. So again we say that alpha 0 or AT 0. Alpha 0 and AT 0. So that will not have any effect on the magnitude of velocity v. Okay, alpha 0 आहे, tangential acceleration पण 0 येणार. Alpha 0 असल्यामुळे tangential acceleration 0 आलं. Because alpha is 0, tangential acceleration is 0, and therefore magnitude of this velocity will not change. So this v depends only on the r. So now you tell me, is this question clear to all of you that option number 1 is correct? V depends on r only. That's it. Just reply me clear or not, C or N, so that we can move on to the next question. In this way, we will be discussing as many questions as possible. कुठलाही question होऊ दे, easy आला तर easy, difficult आला तर difficult, but we will be tackling all the questions. Good. So now let us move on to the next question, that is question number 10. Let's see what is given in the question number 10. That will this type of sessions will create you some memory that such kind of question how to solve, such kind of question how to solve. Fine. Next, question number 10. Let's see what is given in the question number 10. The moment of inertia of a thin uniform circular disc. What we are given? Disc. So I will write disc. I will write disc. I am given disc. Okay, sir. Thin uniform circular disc. Okay, the disc is circular also. The moment of inertia of the thin uniform circular disc about one of the diameters is I. About one of the diameters is I. So moment of inertia of the disc about the diameter we are given. So let's say this is our disc. How to indicate the disc? By shading. Now about one of the diameters of the disc we are given the moment of inertia as I. So let us write moment of inertia about the diameter is equal to I. They want the letter to be used as I. Okay, sir, fine. Next, its moment of inertia about an axis perpendicular to the plane of the disc and passing through its center is. Moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center and perpendicular to the plane of the disc means which moment of inertia is asked? This moment of inertia is asked, passing through center and perpendicular to the disc. So let us call this moment of inertia I. Already they have used the letter I. Let us use this moment of inertia letter as I dash. So I dash is equal to question mark. So this is what is given, this is what is asked. So in this way, first of all, try to find out what is given and what is asked. Now let us try to write down some formulae. Now let us write down formula for moment of inertia of disk about this axis. Moment of inertia of the disk about an axis passing through center and perpendicular to the plane is 1/2 mr square. All of you already know it is 1/2 mr square. Now all the answers. Now after writing this equation, look at the options. Look at the options. So these are the options. The options are saying that root 2i, 2i, I upon 2 and I upon root 2 means we want to find out answer in the language of I. It means that we want to find out answer in the language of I. Yes, sir. So somehow we have to replace this mr square in the language of I. This is the thought process. This is the thought process. मला जे विचारले त्याचा मी फॉर्म्युला लिहिणार आणि त्यानंतर चेक करणार की ऑप्शन्स मध्ये काय काय केलंय. नाउ इन दी ऑप्शन्स I'm not given anywhere mr square, so I need to replace mr square in the language of I need to replace mr square in the language of I. So to do that, somehow I will find out this mr square in the language of I, and for that I will be using the given data. Now moment of inertia of the disk about the given axis, about the diameter. What is the moment of inertia of the disk about diameter? Sir, you will use perpendicular axis theorem, and perpendicular axis theorem for the symmetrical lamina will say that moment of inertia about diameter of the disk is equal to Iz upon 2. Iz upon 2, because Ix plus Iy, this diameter is going to be Ix, another diameter is going to be Iy, and we know that from perpendicular axis theorem Ix plus Iy is equal to Iz. But sir, Ix is the diameter, Iy is also diameter, so Id plus Id is equal to Iz. It means 2 times Id is equal to Iz. 2 times Id is equal to Iz. So let me write it here. 2 times Id is equal to Iz. Sir, that means Id is equal to moment of inertia of diameter about diameter is equal to Iz upon 2. But what is Iz here? Sir, Iz is Iz is right now axis passing through the center and perpendicular to the plane of the disk. So that moment of inertia we already know it is mr square upon 2. So Iz is mr square upon 2. This moment of inertia you have to remember. Certain fundamental moment of inertia you have to remember. Okay. So the answer will be mr square upon 4. Answer will be mr square upon 4. So now we have the data of mr square. Now this moment of inertia of diameter we are given as I. This moment of inertia about diameter we are given as I. So we will write I is equal to this mr square upon 4. This mr square upon 4. Now we can replace this mr square in the language of I. So this mr square will be equal to what? 4 times I. Mr square will be equal to what? 4 times I. So that mr square is equal to 4 times I. Now we will put it here. So I dash will be equal to 1/2. Now this mr square will be replaced by what? Sir, mr square will be replaced by 4 times I. So in this way you can find out the final answer in the language of I. So after writing this equation, we concluded that somehow we have to replace this mr square in the language of I, and for that we use the given data. Okay, so here we have I dash equal to 4 times I upon 2. That will give us the answer as 2 times I. Okay, so write down along with me and reply me in the chat box, clear and written, so that I can move on to the next question. Reply fast. Check whether these logics are getting cleared or not. Clear. Initially, we'll tackle simple things, and as we move on to the next question numbers, the things will become a little bit complex and complex, but we will be solving all the questions. Clear? Good. Now let us move on to the next question. You also write down along with me. Okay, you also do the calculations along with me. Now let us deal with the question number 15. Let's see what is given in the question number 15, what is given, what is asked, and how to find out the answer. So now this is the question number 15 in front of you. Okay, this is the question number 15 in front of you. Let us read the question. Just give me a second. Fine. 3 solid spheres. What we are given? Solid sphere. So I will make a note in the notebook as solid sphere. 3 solid spheres of mass capital M and radius capital R are shown in the figure. The diagram is given. The moment of inertia of the system about the axis x dash. This is the axis x dash will be The answers are in the language of mr square. The answers are in the language of mr square, and we don't have to do the perfect division. Something upon something answer is okay. Okay, p upon q form is okay. We don't need exact calculation. Okay, so let's see how to tackle such kind of question. What is given in the question? We are given solid spheres. Okay, we are given solid spheres. There are three solid spheres. Each has mass m and the radius r. Okay, each has mass m and the radius r. And we are asked the moment of inertia about axis x dash. So in this way, you should write what is given and what is asked. This is the first sphere. This one is the second, and this one is the third. All these spheres are touching each other, and this is the axis. This is the axis. Okay, and about this axis we have to find out moment of inertia of the system. Whenever we are given a compound system means there are more than one objects. Yes, right now there are three spheres, first, second and third. So we have to, whenever we are given a compound system and we are asked the moment of inertia of the system, at that time what to do is find out moment of inertia of each object separately. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Fine. Tell me, are the voice and screen clear? All okay? Tell me once again. All okay? Just tell me yes or no. Yes, fine. So in this question, what we are given? We are given three spheres, number 1, 2, and 3. And this is a compound system wherein there are more than one objects. Okay, there are more than one objects. In that case, how to find out moment of inertia? Very simple thing. Find out moment of inertia of each object separately, and moment of inertia is a scalar quantity. Moment of inertia is basically a scalar quantity. So you can simply add all the moment of inertia separately. Okay, so total moment of inertia of the system will be equal to moment of inertia of the first sphere plus moment of inertia of the second sphere plus moment of inertia of the third sphere. Now, what is the moment of inertia of the first sphere? The moment of inertia of the first sphere will be equal to what? Sir, the first sphere is rotating about its diameter. This axis is passing through the diameter of the sphere, and moment of inertia of the sphere, of the solid sphere about diameter is 2 by 5 mr square. It is 2 by 5 mr square. So first moment of inertia in terms of mr square we know. All the answers are to be found out in the language of mr square, because final answer is in the language of mr square. Yes sir, fine. Now the second sphere as well as the third sphere are rotating about a tangential axis. So what is the moment of inertia of a solid sphere about a tangential axis? That we need to find out. And for that, what we will do? For that, we will draw a sphere. Like this, and we will also draw its tangential axis. And moment of inertia about this axis we want to find out. Okay. Now for this axis to find out moment of to find out the moment of inertia about this axis, what to do? Draw a parallel axis passing through the center of the sphere or passing through center of mass, and use parallel axis theorem. Okay. So to find out the moment of inertia of a sphere about a tangential axis, what is to be done? Sir, we need to use the parallel axis theorem. What is the parallel axis theorem? Parallel axis theorem is I naught is equal to IC plus MH square. Now what is I naught? Sir, I naught is moment of inertia about given axis. Right now it is a second sphere, and this is the moment of inertia of second sphere. So let us call that I naught as I2. What is IC? Now we are applying this equation. To the second sphere. Now what is IC? IC is moment of inertia of the sphere about an axis passing through the center and parallel to given axis. But it is our diameter of the sphere, and about diameter, what is the moment of inertia? Sir, it is 2 by 5 mr square. Then this plus sign as it is. Then this m as it is. Now what is the h? H is perpendicular distance between the two parallel axes. H काय असतो? Perpendicular distance between the two parallel axes असतो. So what is that perpendicular distance? That is nothing but the radius of the sphere. So m as it is, radius of the sphere r square. Now this mr square you can take common, and what remains is this 2 by 5 as it is plus 1. Okay, what is 2 by 5 plus 1? It is 7 by 5. So answer is 7 by 5 mr square. So this is the moment of inertia of the second object. We have 3 objects in our system. So we have found out moment of inertia of first object, first sphere, and the second sphere. Now, if you observe the third sphere, it is also rotating about the tangential axis. This is our axis. So moment of inertia of the second sphere and third sphere are going to be identical. Okay, because both are moving about their tangential axis and both the spheres are identical. So moment of inertia of the third sphere and the second sphere are going to be identical. So this is the moment of inertia of second sphere. It is also the moment of inertia of the third sphere. So overall moment of inertia of our system will be equal to moment of inertia of first sphere about the given axis plus moment of inertia of second sphere about the given axis plus moment of inertia of third sphere about the given axis. What is the moment of inertia of first sphere about the given axis? So first sphere has given axis as diameter. So it is 2 by 5 mr square. You have to remember that. Okay, moment of inertia of solid sphere about diameter is 2 by 5 mr square. And about tangent we have derived by using parallel axis theorem as 7 by 5 mr square. So right here 7 by 5 mr square plus moment of inertia of third sphere. Sir, third sphere is also rotating about the tangent. So you have to again write 7 by 5 mr square. You have to again write 7 by 5 mr square. So mr square common. So this 2 by 5, 7 by 5, 7 by 5, 5, 5, 5 base common. 2 plus 7, 9. 9 plus 7, 18. So 18 upon 5 mr square is going to be the answer. Reply me in the chat box, clear and written. I am waiting for your responses. That won't take much time. Just reply me CW. Everyone. समजून घ्या प्रत्येक क्वेश्चन कसा करायचा आहे. मेथड लक्षात ठेवा. एक्झाम मध्ये येईल, यूज करा. Just reply me clear and written. I made a mistake. Okay. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 plus 7 is not 18, sir. 9 plus 7 is 16. Okay, my mistake. It is 16 upon 5. Yes. So which option? Sir, 16 upon 5 is option number 3. Okay, in this way, first observe the options. What are the options? Sir, all the options are in the language of mr square. In that manner, manipulate your calculations. Okay. Final answer mr square मध्ये पाहिजे आहे. So individual answers पण mr square मध्ये calculate करा. Fine. Now let us tackle next question. Fourth question, that is question number 20. Okay. Question number 20. Let us see what is given in the question number 20. Where it is? Here. Now see what is given, what is asked. We'll see first and then we'll tackle the question also. Let me read the question. 4 point masses, each of mass m, are arranged. It should be are arranged in the xy plane. 4 point masses, each of mass m. So I will write down in the notebook 4 point masses, mass small m, are arranged in the xy plane. Moment of inertia of this array. Array means system. Array means basically system. Moment of inertia of array means system of masses, array of masses about the y-axis is. Okay. So we'll see what is the diagram given, and according to the diagram we'll try to find out the moment of inertia about the y-axis. Fine. So always remember, whenever you are given point masses and you are asked to find out the moment of inertia of the system, at that time what you have to do is you have to use the formula of summation mi/ri square, mass of individual particle and square of perpendicular distance of individual particle from the axis of rotation, summation mi/ri square. So here the first mass is at 0, 0. Second mass is at a, third mass is at 2a, 0, and fourth mass is at a, minus a, minus a. Fine. We have to find out moment of inertia about y-axis. Fine. Now, without drawing diagram again, what we can do, we can use the diagram in the question paper itself, okay? Because NEET paper is going to be offline, so we can do the rough calculations on the paper also. That is allowed. Fine. So, what is the perpendicular distance of first mass? First mass is on the axis itself. Whenever this, remember this fact, whenever the point mass is on the axis, what will be its perpendicular distance from the axis? Obviously 0. जर पॉइंट मास ऍक्सिस वरतीच असेल तर त्याचं परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स 0. मग समेशन MI/RI स्क्वेअर आपल्याला करायचा आहे, and all the options are to be written in the language of M and A. All the options are to be written in the language of M and A. Okay, MA च्या लँग्वेज मध्ये सगळे ऑप्शन्स लिहायचे. फाइन. So there what we have to do, there we have to write all the values of R in the language of A. Perpendicular distances A च्या लँग्वेज मध्ये लिहायचे. पण पहिला पार्टिकल which is at origin, its perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation is 0. Okay, so MI/RI स्क्वेअर मध्ये R तर 0 झाला, so M into 0 स्क्वेअर 0. सो इथं काही कॅल्क्युलेशन करायचंच नाही. पहिल्या पॉइंट मासचा मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया बाळांनो 0 येणार. येस सर. सेकंड मास, आता सेकंड मासचं परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स फ्रॉम द ऍक्सिस घ्यायचं आहे. परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स बाळांनो ऍक्सिस पासून घ्यायचं आहे, ओरिजिन पासून नाही. दिस डिस्टन्स इज नॉट आस्क्ड, परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स इज आस्क्ड. सो परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स ऑफ this point mass from the y-axis, it means it is going to be the x coordinate. या पार्टिकलचं परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स फ्रॉम द y-axis म्हणजे काय, त्याचा x coordinate. काय त्याचा x coordinate? A आहे. This is x coordinate, this is y coordinate. So its perpendicular distance is A. It is a point mass, so its moment of inertia will be mr square. So moment of inertia, just give me a second now. Now moment of inertia of the entire system. Moment of inertia of entire system. Question 20 we are tackling. For that, moment of inertia of first mass plus moment of inertia of second mass plus moment of inertia of third mass plus moment of inertia of fourth mass. Moment of inertia of first mass was 0 because first mass was lying on the y-axis itself. Okay, we want to find out moment of inertia about y-axis. Now the second mass is at a distance of A. The second mass is at a distance of A. Find mr square. Mass is m, perpendicular distance is A, m into r square plus third mass. Now third mass is here. Its perpendicular distance also from the y-axis is again A. Its perpendicular distance again from the y-axis is A. See, its x coordinate is A. Distance from the y-axis means x coordinate. Distance from the y-axis means x coordinate. So x coordinate is A. So again you will write mass of the third particle into perpendicular distance of the third particle square plus fourth particle. For the fourth particle, what is the perpendicular distance of fourth particle? Sir, this distance is A, this distance is A, so total distance 2A, or here you can observe the x coordinate as 2A. So fourth mass has perpendicular distance as 2A. So what you will write here is m into 2A square, m into 2A square. So what will happen? This ms square plus this ms square plus m into 4A square. Okay, so 4 ms square plus ms square plus ms square will become 6 ms square. That will be the final answer. Okay, so that was very easy question. Such kind of questions will also be there in the exam. So these questions you should definitely shall not skip. Okay, हे skip करायचे नाहीत. याचे मार्क परफेक्ट विदाउट कॅल्क्युलेशन मिस्टेक आणायचे आहेत. सो पॉइंट माशी सिस्टीम जर बाळांनो दिली तर समेशन MI/RI स्क्वेअर यूज करणार. इज दॅट क्लियर? रिप्लाय मी इन द चॅट बॉक्स, क्लियर अँड रिटन, so that we can move on to the next question. Okay, we may need to rejoin also after 6 minutes. Okay, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Fast. Okay, good. So now let us move on to the next question, that is question number 25. Question number 25. Now let us see how to solve that question number 25. Observe here. Let me read the question. A torque of 2 Newton meter produces an angular acceleration of 2 radian per second square. Torque, tau we are given, so we will write what is given. Tau we are given. What is torque? Torque is 2 Newton meter. Okay, so we will write tau equal to 2 Newton meter. Fine, sir. produces an angular acceleration of 2 radian per second square. So what we are given alpha, या टॉर्क मुळे अल्फा किती झालाय 2 radian per second square. Yes sir, just like linear acceleration which is in meter per second square, we have angular acceleration which is in radian per second square. Fine. If its radius of gyration is 2 meter, what is given? Radius of gyration, not radius, radius of gyration is again 2 meter. Fine. Its mass will be, okay, what we are asked, mass of the body is equal to question mark. So see, this is what is given and this is what is asked. So first thought that should come to your mind is there any direct formula to find out what is asked? No, there is no direct formula to find out direct mass. Okay, जे काय mass विचारले त्यासाठी कुठलाही direct formula नाहीये. So whenever you don't have any direct formula to find out what is asked, try to write the formula of what is given. जे दिले त्याचा तरी formula लिहा. Try to write down formula for tau, alpha and k. Now we know tau is equal to I alpha. We know tau is equal to I alpha. And now in this formula somehow we will bring our unknown quantity, that is mass. So जे विचारले त्यासाठी जर फॉर्म्युला नसेल तर काय करायचं, जे दिलंय त्यासाठीचा फॉर्म्युला लिहायचा आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मास किंवा जी अननोन क्वांटिटी आहे ती आणायची. सो व्हॉट वी कॅन डू हियर इज दिस टाउ वी आर गिवन, सो टिक मार्क. दिस अल्फा वी आर गिवन, सो टिक मार्क. सो नाउ नेक्स्ट मोटिवेशन इज टिक मार्कला तर आपण काय करू शकत नाही कारण दोज थिंग्स आर ऑलरेडी गिवन, सो नो नीड टू रिप्लेस देम. नाउ वी हैव टू रिप्लेस दिस मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. Now radius of gyration is also given to us, and from that the thought should strike to your mind that somehow this moment of inertia can be replaced in the language of radius of gyration. Always remember, always you can replace moment of inertia by mk square. So moment of inertia can be replaced by mk square. So after replacing this mk square into alpha into tau, again you can do the tick marks. Tau is known, k is known, alpha is known. Now this question in the physics becomes one equation, one unknown question. One equation, one unknown question. All these quantities are given to us and we are asked mass. So now before doing any kind of calculation, after this step you should look at the options. हीच मेथड फॉलो करा. इथपर्यंत झाल्यानंतर आता इथं कन्व्हिन्स झालो. Now we are convinced that now m can be found out. Now as m can be found out, what we can do is this. All the options are given like this. SI units, all the options are given. Just have a look on the options and now let us manipulate our options in this way, in such a way that we will get options like options in the language of kg. But we had one look on the options: 2 kg, 4 kg, half kg and 1/4 kg. Fine. So what we have to do, we have to rearrange this equation for mass. So mass is equal to this tau divided by this k square and this alpha. What is the value of tau? So value of tau we are given as 2. What is the value of radius of gyration? So value of radius of gyration is given as 2. So right here 2 square. What is the value of alpha there? Sir, value of alpha is again 2. Okay. So sir, this 2 cancel. This 2 cancel. 1/2 square is 1/4. 1/2 square is 1/4. So check whether this question was made easy or not. Zara ka easy. Reply in the chat box clear and written. Fast. So always see what is given, what is asked, and if you don't know formula for what is asked, go for formula of what is given. तेवढं केल्यानंतर answer 100% येणार आहे. Okay, now you will observe even while solving the complex questions, we will be using the same method. हीच same method आपण वापरून complex questions सुद्धा solve करू. समजतंय का? चेक करा, समजलं का? Replying in the chat box fast, everyone. Yes, good. Now let us move on to the next question. That is question number 30. Question number 30. So where it is? Just give me a second. Here. Now you can observe somewhat complex questions are coming in front of us, and now we will deal with those word problems also. Okay, now we will learn how to tackle such kind of questions. Okay, where a large amount of data is given, we have to analyze each and every data. But always remember, the method is not going to change. Okay, now we have only 1 minute, so we may need to rejoin also. Okay, method will always remain. What is given, what is asked, do I know the formula of what is asked? If no, then try to write down the formula of what is given. Okay, and after that it will be a game of one equation one unknown, two equation two unknown, or three equation three unknown. Nothing more than that. याच्यापेक्षा बाहेर तुमचा क्वेश्चन किंवा तुमचा क्वेश्चन पेपर डेफिनेटली बाहेर जात नाही, एवढंच असणार आहे फिजिक्स मध्ये. And that we will master now. Fine, sir. Let us read the question and let us try to extract the data. A thin circular ring of